What's up, Stripe Nation? Blake Albertson here with B&B Lawn Care. We are here at the Hype House 2021 here with Paul and Christian, Miami Landscaper on Instagram. And what's your Instagram?
Christian's Lawn Care.
Christian's Lawn Care. Heard a pretty cool story about them yesterday at the meetup here in Tampa. Can you tell us your story a little bit real quick, Paul?
Yes, sir. Yes,
and how you kind of urged him to start his own business.
For sure. So I've been at it 10, 11 years now. So we were, based off down in Miami, PGL. So we started cutting lawns and back in 08 more or less, and these last 2 years we transitioned to design. We still have our maintenance crews, but I've known Christian since middle school, and we started catching up, and he said, oh, I like what you're doing. I'm thinking of doing the same, and I just started, pushing his buttons, take the plunge. I'll tell him, take the plunge.
It was like a weekly thing, man.
Yeah.
And you were working a corporate job, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. A couple of them actually. I was, going between job, going from job to job, but yeah.
Yeah, so he'd see my videos and get inspired, and I put him on a lot of you guys as well, telling you gotta watch this guy, Paul Jameson, the podcast, the YouTube. That's definitely helped a lot. And yeah, now he's got a pretty a full set route. He's working every day,
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
Yes, sir. That's what it's all about, inspiring people. Like you guys are doing here. It's a big deal, man. A lot of people can benefit off of this.
Yeah, so kind of what we're trying to do here, on YouTube.
Yeah.
You were doing that in your local area with Christian.
Correct.
And I just think that's a super cool story because we talked last night at the meetup of how hard that is to go from a secure, corporate job.
There, right?
Yeah, you got to add those. But it's scary because that's what everybody tells you. That's the end goal, is to have a safe, secure job.
Right.
And you were just kind of miserable.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You were miserable.
Definitely.
And
there's no other word for it.
And you have a family, and it's really, I feel for you because I have a family now. To make that jump,
that stress factor is there for sure.
Yeah. So how long do you think it took of you urging him to start his own business?
I was pretty surprised too, because I've had a lot of people tell me, oh, it'd be nice to have. I've been thinking about it. So he did that, and then I was messing with, let's see, and he did it. Hey, I left my job. I was like, oh man, I was happy but shocked, and I told him, hey, call me and whatever you need. So I've guided him through. He learned a lot faster than I did, because I started super young. So the mistakes are almost not okay, but you can go, and you'll survive longer, I guess. But I started getting older, and I said I can't continue making these mistakes. Now he is, like you said, a grown man. Kids, family. You don't have room for error like that.
Absolutely.
So, bump up the rates, all that. The Paul Jameson theory.
To begin with, man.
But no, for sure. Try to give him those gems so he doesn't go through the harsh stuff that I had to go through.
Yeah, definitely out the gates, that was one of them, that stuck with me. The whole pricing and underquoting, is still a thing that happens, unfortunately.
Absolutely.
You overlook certain things or details on a job. But for the most part, the pricing is a huge thing. Huge thing, and they're always talking about that.
You can't let the clients manipulate you.
Not at all.
Absolutely.
Clients will tell you, but my guy charges 25. Well, where's your guy?
Why
he hasn't shown up. Well, that's why he's charging $25, because he doesn't know what he's doing.
It's so crazy that dude, look at these houses. Even around here, in every market, guys, you have those lowballers that manipulate those. I mean, whether the client wants to admit it or not, they're manipulating.
They'll lie on the numbers.
The clients.
They pay 40, but they'll tell you, oh, my guy just 30. So you can't. Sometimes you shouldn't even trust what they're telling you. Really.
Absolutely, dude. It happens literally in every area. It happens in Missouri. It happens in Texas. It happens here. Every single
it's a uniform thing.
One story, real quick. I'll throw that in there. I had a client recently ask me to do a quote for him, and this company that was doing his lawn went under. I had actually gotten some other calls from that same, not the company, but his clients were calling me saying, hey, this company I think is going under. They've skipped several visits, and I'll put maybe $5 or $10 over on whatever they were already charging. They were pretty big houses. The two of the clients, cool, when can you start? Of course, these guys are super unreliable. And one of the clients calls me, hey, same company, he has a big house, half an acre. And I'm like, man, this is $80 to $100 a cut, man. Oh, but these guys were charging $70. These guys went bankrupt. You want me to pay? Charge you the same cost? These guys went bankrupt. Listen to yourself, guy. I was like, man, forget you.
Yeah.
Right. Oh no, don't worry about it. I'll find some. and whoever is doing that lawn for that price is losing.
Yeah, you can't do the exact same thing somebody did to go bankrupt.
Right, no.
You know, like it's right in front of them.
I told this one lady the same situation, more or less. I mean, it's all relative, right? I ended up telling this one lady, you know, hey, how are you? I'm gonna come by and take a look. I personally like to go out, you know, physically if I can, you know, to take a look at the property, walk it, see if there's any, you know, types of things that stick out to me that would make it that much more of a longer job, or you know, whatever the case may be. And when I went over, I said, hey, listen, you know, the house is this big. You got the front, you got the back, you got the palms in the front, right? How much I mean, how much are we talking, right? I want to be realistic with you, reasonable too. I'm thinking 40, 50. She said, oh, well, my guy used to do it for 25. You know, it gives you the guilt trip, right? The guy has not shown up in maybe 3 months.
And you wonder why,
you know,
he
and they
didn't show
disappear,
up.
and they disappear, right? They do this disappearing act, and they're the best magicians out there, right? So they leave, and you know, it's 25 bucks. Oh man, where am I gonna find that again? You might not, you know, and I hope you don't, because for our sake, right?
Yeah, that's what we're trying to change here, all of us, man. We're trying to.
That's probably the biggest thing about this whole meetup in the community. And if we could all just little by little raise our
because if nobody did it for that price, those prices would not be acceptable anymore.
In Jameson's book, I got to one chapter recently where they talk about that the prices, since the one guy said that the $5 since the 80s it raised, like from 25 to 30.
Yeah.
Since 1980, you know, everything.
But all of our
equipment
has
the equipment
20 times more expensive.
Cars that you know what I mean? The cars, the gas, the
mowers, the trimmers, the oil, the maintenance.
That's the biggest thing about this. We get together and everyone has to understand we have to know our worth, you know, because if not, we're in it for fun.
So like if we, so I'm not saying you're not a new company anymore, but the new guys getting into it, they think the only way they can get accounts is to be the lowest price and go in and undercut everybody. But if we all help educate people and say, we don't have to do that. If you provide an incredible service to your customers, that's enough.
They'll keep coming back.
That's enough. And then that will slowly raise all the prices and help all of us take home more money.
I think you bring up a good point with that gradual build, right? In my case, it's very similar. You know, I started the business back when I was working, like I told you, you know, while I was at corporate, right? I was building up these accounts, you know, and I would go maybe 2 or 3 every weekend or so, right? Until the point where I ended up having, you know, 20 accounts, and now I'm trying to juggle some, you know, which is a good problem to have, right?
Yeah.
But the undercutting is there. It's a real thing, you know, and you want to avoid that out the gate so that you can be profitable and grow gradually so that you don't implode like they've talked about on Paul's, you know, podcast, you know. So shout out to the green industry.
Well, I'll throw one thing in there. I know there's a lot of young guys, you know, and I guess that would be quote unquote an exception, you know. So like when I started, I was really young, so maybe you could get away with charging a little bit less, but you know, you see people that are in the industry for years, you know, full company, trailers, truck, and they're charging these super low rates. So you know, I guess you know, if you're, you know, I heard a kid start he was 9 years old, 10 years old. They should start. They should charge just like the rest. But obviously, you know, they could get away with a little bit. But you know, if you have a legit company and all that, you really have to get with the numbers and the times.
Well, like, you know, guys come to me and they're like, dude, we're not making any money. Guys, we have to work on all of this stuff, because it might be something as simple as, you know, you're not charging enough, you're not providing the right service, maybe you're spending too much on equipment, maybe you're, you know, there's a number of things, but like sometimes it's simple as like, you might need to raise
$5,
$10 on some customers, and it'll help you make more money and be profitable.
I agree. Totally.
Somebody just starting out, what's one tip, one of the biggest struggles, or something that you solved that you think could help people out?
You know, starting out with the right tools. At first, I ended up, I mean, granted, within reason, right? You don't want to just jump out the gates and say, you know what, I got a mower, now I'm going to go all still. Or steel, however you want to pronounce it. But my buddy over here pushed me, you know, one of the pushes that he told me to say, that he pushed, you know, for me to do was work on getting commercial equipment. All right, so don't go for the cheap stuff. You know, you use that to get you, you know, up and flowing, and once that's there though, and you have that consistent flow, you want to get that good machinery, because it ends up paying you back. right?
Yeah.
Completely, right? You want to do those edges, you don't have to stay there, you know, another 20 seconds or 30 seconds per
adds up.
spot.
It adds up.
It
Yeah.
does add up, you know, and time is money. So
Awesome.
definitely that.
Yeah. Any tips from you?
Yes, yes. My biggest thing is don't take advice from anyone that isn't where you want to be.
Absolutely, man.
You know,
That's golden.
The know your numbers. You know, we all hear that and all, but when I was starting off, people would say, "Oh, you know, you're gonna be a landscaper. You know, you're cutting grass." But now, you know, those same people are saying, "Oh, so much respect to what you got going on and all this. You know, oh, props to you. Good job." But I didn't listen to people that weren't in the position I wanted to be. If you have a landscape company and you have an example company, then I'm gonna listen to your advice. Not someone that's, oh no, it's so tough out here, man, you know, and
Yeah.
it's not a position I want to be, so I'm not gonna
Yeah.
take that advice. So that's the biggest deal.
Yeah,
for
dude.
sure.
The thing about being around these guys is we're not like poor me people. We take action. Every single person in this house right now,
Yeah,
take
yeah.
action,
No
bud.
victim
You
mindset,
guys, dude, super happy that I could interview
Thank
you
you, man.
guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for the
Appreciate
tips
Look
and
forward to
good
the-
luck this season.
Awesome. Boom, boom, boom.
Miami Landscaper on Instagram, Christian's Lawn Care.
Yes,
Correct.
you got it,
Instagram.
man. You got it.
All right, guys, if you enjoyed the
Before end of the
video,
video.
yeah, absolutely. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. Make sure you subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.